Hello. Oh my goodness. I mean, maybe Facebook wasn't digging my Facebook Live. I've never had that happen. Well, no, I've had that happen once before. So it could be the reception in Malibu, but I'm back and I'm going to dive straight back into the conversation that we were having. Today's Q&A, if I'm getting distracted, it's because I can see dolphins out in the ocean. So it's a very good reason. Um, so live take two. Today's conversation is about when you keep ending up in the same dynamic with your relationships. It's the same guy with a different name. And it can get really frustrating when you actually look back to how long this has been going on. You'll also see that it's in other areas of your life. You'll see that you have the same dynamics with friendships. There are areas where you might get pissed off that maybe you're the one that's always making all the effort. So in today's Q&A, I want you to realize that there is no coincidence that you keep attracting in the same type of guy. Okay? It's not just some random thing that's happening to you. It's because of the frequency that you're emitting. And if I make that really simple for you to understand, it's like a radio station. You know, you've got 101 point, I'm fucking lit and amazing and I love myself, FM. And then you've got men don't love me, love never works out, and I'm not worthy, AM. And they're two very different radio stations. One is going to have you feeling amazing, and the other radio station is going to have you feeling like a bit of a fucktard. And no, I haven't used that word before, but there's always a first for everything. So we've got to have some fun, you know. You really got to get present to the fact that we are all energy. And everything that you're vibrating with, everything that you're feeling deep down in your ovaries actually manifests. And it's the things that you're seeing in your life right now, the type of job that you have, the type of friends that you have, the type of life that you're living is all coming from your internal GPS with your worthy barometer. How worthy do you feel that you are? How much do you feel that you deserve abundance? What is your money consciousness like? You know, like your money mindset. So this is actually a much bigger conversation than just about you attracting in the same type of relationships. There is a signal that you are sending when it comes to love, relationships, men, and dating. And you're either truly feeling worthy and enough and totally in love with yourself and living your truth and shining your essence out into the world, or you are living out of a box and being the woman that you think you need to be accepted. And so there's a big fat chance that many of you are attracting in men that might look good, they might be attractive, they might have gone to the right university, they might be the type of guy that your mum or dad might like, but you haven't even stopped to feel into, is this actually the kind of relationship that feels good for me? Because you don't know yourself at a soul level. So you're going very top line when it comes to love and relationships, and you're approaching it from a less than energy. So let's just take a look for a second and put a magnifying glass on this conversation. If you keep attracting the same guy with a different name, that's because you're not doing anything differently. You're basically just doing the same old thing, thinking the same old thoughts and showing up the exact same way. And your internal radar is tuned to maybe good enough. It's a settling energy. It's a predictable energy. And I used to be in that category where I could totally attract in men, and they were very attractive men, and some of them were talented musicians, others were like top bankers, top doctors. You know, I was always like, now I'm going to be the doctor girlfriend. Now I'm going to be the musician girlfriend. I'll be the amazing like girl up in the mosh pit up the front. Like I was such a chameleon when it came to love. And it was really fucking exhausting to go, well, which hat am I going to wear for this relationship? Meanwhile, Lucy is nowhere to be seen. I wasn't living from my truth. I wasn't embodying my true essence, my true nature. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, just tell me where you're from. Post your name in the comments because this Q&A is for you. And I can't always see who's on live with me. So it's really beautiful when I can see who's listening. So just pop your name in the comments. And say hello. Oh my God, I was about to say g'day, and I will because that's the Aussie coming up. So where was I? So you really feel like you're living in Groundhog Day 24/7. It really takes the shine off dating where you're like, well, what's the point of dating? Because I always attracting guys that are emotionally unavailable, or I always attracting guys that start off super keen, and then when I start to get serious, it ends, it fizzles. Like whatever your dynamic is, maybe you're attracting narcissists, maybe you're attracting guys that send you flowers and chocolates and are all this, but they're not very giving when it comes to the bedroom, or they don't want to meet your parents, whatever it is. You can have a million different versions of this. Maybe you attracting guys that are mentally abusive or actually physically abusive, or alcoholics, or they have depression. Like there is so many different flavors when it comes to dating. And if you're nodding your head going, oh my God, yes, I always attract in the guys that I need to rescue, then sister, it's time for you to look in the mirror and realize that we attract who we are. And you don't want to be fucking rescuing these guys or being their mother. That is you attracting in men from a wounded vibration. Instead of saying, no, I want someone that's going to support me. I want someone that's going to hold space for me. I want someone that's going to prioritize me. I know that's what you want. I know that's why you're in this community. Something about the word soulmate speaks to you. And yes, having a soulmate relationship is your birthright. Hello, gorgeous Neha. It's your birthright. Soulmates are not just for some lucky people in the world. My bra's showing. I used to be one of those people that was always the bridesmaid, but never the bride, or I was the MC, and I was always there in the latest, most beautiful dress. I had my hair beautifully done. I had the new earrings. I had everything going on for me. But I never expected to be the one walking down the aisle. I was just like, oh no, I'm meant to be the one helping it be a really good wedding. I'm just meant to be the best friend. What the fuck was that Kool-Aid that I was drinking? Because that sucked. And guess what? That Kool-Aid kept giving me the same outcomes because I didn't deep down feel worthy of having a soulmate. So I was always playing the role of the extra instead of the fucking leading lady. And that's who you are right now. You are in this community because something in your soul is drawn to igniting your inner queen. That big version of you, that sensual version of you, that magnetic version of you, so you can attract in your king or your queen, whatever you're into, right? Bella's cheering from the bedroom. So don't be so shocked about, the stakes of where you're at with your relationships. If you keep attracting in drop kicks, that's because, my darling, you are disconnected from your magic, you are disconnected from your heart space, you are disconnected from your sensuality and your vagina. That's the truth. You are not plugged in to the epicness of who you really are. So you're on this autopilot. Well, a guy is better than no guy, so I'll just keep settling, or I'll just keep putting up with the fact that I need to pay my boyfriend's rent, or I need to be the one initiating the dates, or whatever it is. Why the fuck would you settle for that? Why the hell was I settling for that? Because this for me was a long time. I could always snag the guy. But I was not taking up space unapologetically. I was not self-expressed. I was not initiating. I was waiting to see if they would message me. And that was what happened in all my relationships because I was giving my power away. I went in all strong and amazing and fun and pretty and all of that stuff, wearing the latest pair of shoes. But who gives a shit about that stuff? That stuff doesn't help you sustain a relationship. But you bringing in who you really are, that's the stuff that'll get you married to the love of your life. Because everyone can deal with the currency of authenticity. We all want to be with people that connect us to our feelings, that connect us to our truth. So if you're walking around where you are plugged in to who you are, in your certainty that you know that you deserve a soulmate, that you know that you're an amazing catch, not just saying the words, I'm a great catch or I'm worthy, but really embodying that, you can't not attract in your equal. We are always only ever attracting in what we believe we deserve, what we expect. I want you to really hear that. You can't be pointing fingers at blaming the men, blaming your city, blaming COVID, blaming the dating apps. Every time you do that, you are contracting and your soul is like, oh my God, why is she doing this to me? But when you say, fuck COVID, and you expand, fuck the fact that I didn't really want to meet someone online, but you know what? What an amazing opportunity right now during COVID to even have the online platform. But in my masterclass, I say, get offline and go inline. And what I mean by that is Don't be online if you're not in love with yourself, if you're feeling like love's not going to work out for you. Don't go near it. Don't even try and date right now because you will attract in the wrong guy. I know. See, Bella's crying. She can't stand being out of alignment, even hearing this conversation. Exactly, Katie. We bring in what we believe we deserve. That is the truth. So you should be like dancing around your living room right now going, well, fuck yeah, I'm going to own COVID. I'm going to own the online platform because I can guarantee you that many of you in here are showing up at about 20%, nothing more than that. You might have a pretty profile on the app, but you're not actually bringing yourself into online dating. You're not letting them see who you really are. Your profile doesn't even represent who you are. Now, let me be clear. I am not a dating coach. I'm not here to perfect your profile. But when women come and work with me and they come home to the bigness of who they are, they're like, what was that fucking profile that I was using before? That's not me. That's the most boring profile ever. And these photos, they don't show who I am. One of the girls that came and worked with me, I go, why have you got your profile filled with pictures of you holding a glass of wine with your glasses on? No one can see you. And why do you have to have a glass of wine in every photo? Is that like a crutch for you? It's okay in one, but like in every photo, really? Are you trying to portray the party girl? Because that's not congruent with the fact that you want to be a mum. That's you saying, hey, I'm fun. What the fuck? Put on your profile. Guess what? I can't wait to be a mum. You know what I'm saying? So this conversation is about you realizing that you can't keep showing up the same way for love and expecting a different result. You've got to get off autopilot and you've got to stop and realize that you hold the keys to your life. There is no shortage of amazing men out there that would snap you up like it's hot. But you've got to learn how to snap yourself up like you're hot. And you've got to learn how to come home to the amazing woman that you are. And that's not going to happen just by doing some meditation and some yoga. I just had a beautiful girl who's finishing Soul to Soul, and I just read her testimonial. She did it early because she couldn't wait to celebrate everything she's gotten from Soul to Soul. And she's like, I have tried so many things, nothing was sticking. Okay, there's a lot going on right now with Bella. Oh, she's crying her little eyes out. But you know what? She's just feeding back. This is how many of you feel right now. You want to cry your eyes out. You are fucking angry to feel like the last woman standing. You're just like, where the fuck is my soulmate? And then you're feeling like everything's put on hold when it comes to love, and that is not the case. You can be the one during COVID that gets to meet your soulmate. But it's not going to happen by you just sitting there and putting up a different profile picture. It's going to come from you dealing with the shitty thoughts that you keep thinking, dealing with your shit-stabbing mindset. I get passionate because so many of you are just on paper going, well, I'm ready and I'm ready to meet my guy and I don't have to do anything else. And I'm like, what the F? Yes, you do. You've got to be doing the work to dissolve your fear, your past hurts, your trauma, your not enoughness, your body image, the fact that you're out of alignment with your greatness. And when you're in alignment with your greatness, you radiate joy. People want to be around you. You don't even notice the word need, you don't even need a relationship because you're so full up on your own magic and your own medicine. And that is the place that you will meet your soulmate. You can go out there tomorrow, go online and attract in a guy. I'm not saying you can't attract in a relationship, but what kind of relationship are you allowing into your life? How high are your stakes? Because many of you are just happy with good enough. And this is the wrong community for that because it will not last the distance. And you don't want to bring children into a relationship that is just good enough. You don't want to keep getting into relationships because you're terrified to be single. And you get your validity from the fact that you'd rather have someone on your arm than be single. Being single can be the most liberating time in your life when you learn how to put yourself first and make yourself the priority. To get to know yourself at a soul level. Why the fuck are you on this planet? What is so magical about you? Why would a guy want to date you right now? You've got to be able to answer those questions. Are you telling yourself that you're too old? Are you panicking that it's getting too late to have children? Because if that is running inside of you, you are going to be repelling men. We are all energy. And you could, as I said, you could rock up on a date and look $1,000,000, but if internally you are doubting that you can actually have a soulmate relationship, he'll stay for a drink and then he'll leave because he'll just be like, there's something about this girl that's just not right. And what he's smelling is there's a woman who's just not in alignment with who she is. So he doesn't want to hang around. Just like you don't want to be on a date with some guy that's kind of squirming in his chair that you can tell is reeking of being desperate, or he's feeling inadequate, or he's doubting himself, he's not comfortable in his skin. You'd be getting the F out of there as well. So when I look back to myself, when I was thinking I was so ready to attract in my soulmate, I look back to that version of myself and honestly, I cringe. I'm like, I did not. No way would I have wanted to date me. If I'm really honest, when I look back, I was coming from such lack, feeling so inadequate, thinking that I needed the guy to make me worthy. None of them were right. None of them were ever going to be right. And I had vision boards and I was, doing affirmations and watching The Secret and all that stuff. But I wasn't doing the deep heart and soul work to figure out who the fuck I really was. I turned into a really safe version of myself and I was going through the motions because I turned 30 and I was thinking, oh, all the good ones are gone. Maybe I'm just meant to be single. Maybe my personality is too big to be in a relationship because I'm such a free spirit. And I was really talking myself out of it. And it wasn't until I kept going down the same path without really moving the needle that much where I got to 36 and I was like, fuck me. If I don't do something radical right now to get my heart and soul open, I will turn 40 on my own and I will miss out on having a family. And to me personally, that was like a death sentence. So I realized that yes, all the work I'd been doing was helpful, but nothing was penetrating my abandonment, my fear of loss, my unworthiness, and my heart was still closed. So I was saying that I was authentic and I was thinking that I was ready, but when I stopped for a moment to get present and I scanned across my past relationships, I was like, oh my God, I'm saying I want to have love, but my light wasn't on because I was deep down terrified of commitment. Because the thought of getting hurt again, like I did as an 8-year-old when my father died, far outweighed my desire to let love in. I was actually more committed to being safe. So I was keeping men at arm's length. I was attracting in men that I knew were ready to have a family. The last guy before I met my husband was basically fresh out of a marriage with 2 children. And I was like, yes, a project. And he's like, I'm not ready for anything big. And I was like, I can change this. I'll show him he's ready. He told me on day 1 in Central Park over a cup of coffee and a bagel, he said, I'm not ready. And I wasn't listening because it suited me to have someone that wasn't ready because then I didn't have to bring myself in. And then I just went and wasted 6 months panting after some pretty boy from the Upper East Side who was never, ever going to commit. And then finally, when he drifted off, I was all uppity and, oh my God, how could he do this? No, sister, he fucking showed me who he was from the very beginning. When people show you who they are, believe them. Your mum, Courtney, is so afraid to be alone that she gets into the most abusive relationships. That is toxic and painful for you to have to watch that. And I feel for your mum and I'm sending love to your mum because, she's not trying to do that, but she's still caught up in her own wounding as an adult. And until we stop and go, no, I am responsible for my life and I'm either going to keep playing the tape that my parents have passed down to me or I say, it stops right now. I am the creator of my reality. I am not going to keep drinking the Kool-Aid of this fucking scarcity bullshit abandonment story. I deserve to have love. I am soulmate material and I'm going to do whatever it fucking takes to get into alignment with who the fuck I am so I can attract in the love of my life, full stop. That is the clarity that you're looking for right now. And I'm giving you permission to take up space and to claim your dream and to say enough to your bullshit excuses, enough to your reasons why you haven't met someone, enough blaming COVID, enough blaming your family. Stop. Get responsible. And you're not going to get there without amazing support, without a mentor. So if you're in this community and you're seeing the testimonials and you're like, you know what? That looks amazing, but that could never happen for me. Sister, once again, I'm calling you out. That's bullshit. I've worked with every woman under the sun in terms of different circumstances. But we all have a core desire, and that is to be loved, to be seen, to be supported, to be cherished. And when you learn how to cherish and see yourself, you will attract that in. Lauren says, yes, so my old story, me bringing in people who are unavailable and are not motivated. Yeah, because it suited you, because you had no intention of bringing in your heart, because that was like off limits, like no way. I'll do anything but that. And that's how I felt. I was busy ordering the champagnes so I could put on my dating mask. Then I would lock up my heart, put on my dress, and go out and date. And then I was perplexed that love wasn't working out for me. Isn't that ludicrous? But that was my reality for a good decade. And that is why I teach this work. Because once I figured it out and I saw how quickly it happened for me when I attracted in the love of my life at 36 in New York City, one of the toughest places to date, I went, oh, okay, got it. I got the recipe, I got the secret sauce, and I unlocked it for myself. And I was like, this is my purpose. And I'm on this planet to help liberate as many women as I can for as long as I'm on this planet. So it's not a coincidence that you're watching this live. I am speaking to your soul right now. What are you doing to take care of yourself? Stop licking your wounds over your past relationship failures. They're irrelevant. I want to know what you're doing with this sacred time we have right now during an epidemic, because nothing should be more important than you making yourself a priority and doing the deep heart and soul work so that you can fucking thrive during COVID. Support is key. This program gives you exactly what you need to align your true self. Genuinely grateful for Soul to Soul. My pleasure, Katie. I'm so proud of you. Katie came in, in such masculine energy. And every time I see her, she's just so relaxed, deepening into her feminine. It's amazing. Courtney says, and I'm going to choose me and what I need for the rest of my life. Fuck yes, you are. Oh my God, Bella crying is like really like hurting my soul. So I'm gonna run. I'm just going back through the comments. But truly, girls, like stop putting resistance in the space. Stop talking yourself out of love and realize that there is nothing wrong with you. There never has been. I don't care if you have had a gazillion failed relationships. They were just practice to get you to where you are right now, for you to put your hand up to say, I want more, I deserve more, and I'm going to have more. But you're the only one that can actually get yourself into alignment. And the quickest way to do that is to get a mentor and to be supported. So my team are ready to chat to you if you're ready to kick these bullshit dating stories to the curb, kick these fuckstick patterns of you attracting in the same dropkick men that aren't showing up for you. And you're allowed to want to have love the way that you want it. You don't have to settle. You don't listen to people that say, oh, you want too much, or, you should just be happy with a guy that's, going to be a good dad. No, not at all. But it's not enough to just know what you want. You've got to do the work so that you believe that you can have it, and to elevate and amplify your self-worth so that you become a vibrational match to effortlessly attract in the love of your life. And guess what? When you are in alignment, dating is fun. The amount of women that will say, I get back on the same app when I finish Soul to Soul, but I attract in a completely different type of guy. That's because they shift their energy and they start radiating their true essence. But I'm going to go now because Abella is yelling for her mama. And I'm sending you all so much love. And remember that until it's about you, it's never going to be about you. Really take that in. You need to be your own priority. You need to be your own advocate. And you need to connect with your joy, because if you're out there dating and it's boring and it's tiring and it's like a second job, get the fuck off the apps and do the work to get yourself lit and to light your soul on fire. Mwah. My pleasure. Love you, girls.